Hi, 8th grade. I'm back. Today I've got with me Mr. Ward, you all know and love. And thanks for playing with us today. Anyway, we're going to review or go through, I should say, page 27 today. Uh, excuse me, we've got a couple new things. Something else to learn in cut time and also 3/8 time. But before we talk about that, I wanted to remind everybody I know that things are different with the COVID-19, but double check, be watching for information for high school band, especially if you want to do marching band. I don't know, if they're rehearsing now. I'm sure they're not rehearsing now, but normally in a normal year, they would start practicing for marching band. I think about now. So just keep an eye out for emails from the high school that you're planning to go to, and I hope you're all going to do band next year. All right, that's our advertisement for today. Moving on to page 27, line 117. We're again in cut time. Remember we did that, I think, last time. One new thing in cut time, if you look at the top where it's got the rhythm notes here, in cut time, a dotted quarter plus an eighth note is the same as a dotted eighth and 16th in 2/4 time. So if I'm going to count the stars and stripes, I'll just count from the beginning. It goes 2 1 2 and 1 2 and 1 2 1 2 and 1 2 and 1 2 to 1 2 1. So remember that, our favorite 2 da. Anyway, that's how that goes. Watch the counting, and you all recognize this tune again. John Philip Sousa, The March King. Here we go with Mr. Ward. 1 2 1. And yeah, this was a little different. You expected a repeat. That's how the piece goes, but they made it shorter for the method book. And remember that last note. Hopefully you all remember what that last note is called in March. The stinger. All right. Line 118, our other new thing is 3/8 time. In 3/8 time, remember, this is up here too. The top number 3 means 3 beats per measure. The 8 means instead of a quarter note, an eighth note gets 1 beat. So looking at line 118, the eighth note with 1 flag, that's just 1 beat. All the eighth notes connected are 1 beat. If we have a quarter note, that gets 2 beats, and a dotted quarter, 3 beats. I'm going to count and clap line 118. We're starting on beat 3 because it's a pickup note. So it goes like this. 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Breath mark. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now we're going to play line 119. One of us is going to play the top line A, which is in 3/4 time. So a quarter note is getting 1 beat, and one of us is going to play line B in 3/8 time. So the eighth note gets 1 beat. Here we go. 1 2 3 1 2. So you'll notice we sounded the same because either a quarter note got 1 beat or an eighth note. And I hope that this makes sense to you. So eighth note, 1 beat, quarter note, 2 beats, dotted quarter, 3 beats. Just a different way of counting and thinking about music. So our last line on here on this page is 120, The Merry Minstrels. It's another round, our favorite. We're going to play this slightly faster, and we'll talk about it at the end. So I'm going to play part 1. Mr. Ward's playing part 2. of this in a fast 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or you could also think about it as it says here by Allegro. It says 1 primary beat per measure, so you can kind of think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like the difference between 4/4 time and cut time. When you're in cut time, you can always count a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So same thing with 3/8 time. Hopefully this makes sense, and I hope that you guys are using that IPS practice thing, the practice accompaniment, and that should make sense when you listen to it online. I think I've covered everything for today. This has been a short page. Make sure later in the week, rather, I'm going to be sending out an email with some links for things that you can listen to online, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. One of them is the symphony, the Grand Rapids Symphony recorded the Hallelujah Chorus. So if you watch that, you can see Mr. Ward up at the top of the screen. Anyway, I miss you guys. See you next time.
Bye.